We love GRTV.
We love GRTV. We love GRTV.
We love GRTV.
Hello, welcome to another episode of We Love GRTV. I'm your host, Lorenz, and I'm here with my man, Jeff from Popular Demand. Jeff, tell them where you from, what you got going on.
I'm from Grand Rapids, born and raised. My whole life was spent here, and actually over here on the west side of the city. 2 houses between one street. Lived over here for about 20 years before, growing up, moving out the hood, not out the hood, but out of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Popular Demand came about, well, it used to be called The Zone, which started in 2019. And I just wanted to bring like something like a need or a want to my side of the city.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't nothing over here, especially, for urban wear for me or, the people of this area. So it started in 2019. It used to be called The Zone. The Zone simply was, it was an acronym for my daughter's names, Zoe, Olivia, Nalani.
Okay. And
the reason why there was a 3 instead of an E is because the Griffins had a store called The Zone, which was it was their team apparel shop downtown at the Van Andel. It's literally in Van Andel. But so we had to find a creative way to still like mimic The Zone, but not kind of like duplicate what they got going on.
Okay.
Tax issues, but and licensing. So decided to come up with the E with the 3 instead of the E. The 3 simply just meant like my 3 daughters, Zoe, Olivia, and Nalani.
Okay.
And where I grew up over here, we used to call like a portion of the neighborhood like The Zone, So that's where The Zone came from. So I wanted to incorporate all of that into the mix, which again started in 2019, right here on Bridge Street. Mm-hmm. And then like as a store, I opened it actually on my birthday. It was like May 11th, 2019. I opened The Zone. We were going steady for like a good 2-3 months. And then like they kept breaking in the store, like 2-3 times in less than 2 weeks. Yeah, they was tearing it down.
Y'all was a target.
Yeah, so I kind of like made a decision, which was probably like the biggest one of me opening the store and finding like, a way to get around it. So I had an opportunity to move it to the mall, which is Rivertown. Okay. So I did that, and we had opened there November 1st of 2019. So from May to November, I was already on track to meeting my goal, which was I always wanted to have a store. I mean, the end goal, I thought, in my mind, was to get to the mall. But Jumpstart, they kind of progressed that goal faster and further than what I expected. Okay. So I outlived my expectation.
So that issue you had caused you to maneuver around it. Yeah. And then make a jump that she wasn't really ready for, but that jump pushed you to where you need to get to.
Most definitely. I mean, it was like a leap of faith. It was either like we're gonna take it or I was gonna close the store down.
That's not an option.
No, it wasn't an option at the time. And there was stuff to prevent like it from happening. We could have put the little fence on the windows and the door and stuff like that, but the landlord wasn't trying to do it out of his expense, and it just was a lot of politics behind it that, it just was a better move to just go when I had the opportunity to. Yeah.
So you're a true Grand Rapidian. What do you like about the city? Say something positive.
Yeah. Honestly, like my favorite time of the year is the fall and the winter. So when it comes down to the festivals and all the stuff that the city has to offer during that time, like Rosa Parks Circle, I take my kids ice skating. Well, we hit the Spanish festivals because I'm Hispanic of descent. So that's pretty exciting to me, and just like that city lifestyle while it's around.
Okay, you been to Art Prize?
Yeah, Art Prize, all of that. Yep.
Did you? There was some party, a Latin DJ, he went crazy on the bridge. Did you see that party?
Yeah, I seen that one too, and then they would do a whole bunch of stuff. Like I remember the silent disco that was on the parking ramp.
Yeah,
Grand Rapids got some creative stuff going on for itself though.
Yeah, we're definitely growing slowly but surely.
Yes, sir.
I'm proud to see it.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything special in the Latin community that's going on that you know of?
Not that I'm aware of. I can't say like I'm really involved with that portion of the community.
Okay.
Which, you know, there's like a Latin community center and a lot of stuff going on over there at Granville, Cesar Chavez Center, the school. But I haven't really stepped in that lane yet.
Okay. Okay. Describe your work ethic. You have a nice brand. You said 3 stores?
Yep, I'm working on number 3.
How did you get there? Describe your work ethic. How many nights did you not sleep?
I'm still not sleeping. But so it really starts with dedication.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta be dedicated and you gotta want what you love to do. You know, I love to get dressed. I'm a clean person, you know, so I like nice things. I've always have, especially like the clothing industry, fashion, all that stuff since. I mean, I always was a good salesman. Like every job that I ever had growing up was always selling something, you know? So that's kind of where the clothes and the being an entrepreneur and a salesman kind of all met together. You know, it was something I like to do and I can do. But my work ethic, I'm dedicated, you know, highly motivated, very, very motivated. Like I said, I've had obstacles that's happened with the store that I thought, you know, would have like closed me down or basically ended what I was trying to build, but it actually made me stronger, and it made me like realize that, you know, no matter what happens, there's always stuff that you can do to kind of keep pushing forward, to keep growing. So that's what I did, and even to this day, I mean, I still look at like, how'd I do it? You know, 3 stores later, it's a blessing, it really is.
So in order to be an entrepreneur, do you have to be good at sales, or is that just one skill?
No, what I mean by sales is just like I'm really like a people person.
So just being good with people.
Yeah, so it's kind of customer service, you know, it just having that work ethic while in especially the industry, you know what I'm saying, like the clothing industry, retail is what I'm speaking for. I don't know any other entrepreneurial like industries that I haven't stepped foot in, so I can't speak for them, but I can speak for the retail. You know, having good customer service and being a salesman is like, it's number one. Yeah, it is, for sure.
Okay, so I'm back and forth, Michigan, Maryland.
Yeah, for sure.
How does your store compare to a place like ACK, Jimmy Jazz? In Baltimore is DTLR. Yeah. And another one, Sonny's. Like, how do you compare it to them?
Yeah, so ACK, it was like a staple, you know, community like shoe store, you know, neighborhood boutique that was it was originally on Division, you know, then relocated on Wealthy.
Okay, I know it from Wealthy. Yeah, that's the last time I seen it.
Yeah, so a lot of the brands that they used to carry there, since, you know, having relocated or having, you know, whatever they're going through at the moment, you know, we carry the brands now, you know, so like the Billionaire Boys Club, the Staple Pigeon, Accomplice, you know, things of that nature. We were kind of like next up in line, so, which was kind of a blessing in disguise, honestly, to get those, because those are like some of the hardest accounts to get, especially in the retail, you know, the streetwear world. But Jimmy Jazz in Villa is kind of, I wouldn't say that's like the end goal, but it would be nice to grow the store to be a brand like that, you know, honestly. That would, you know, that's always could be a mission, you know. But DTLR, the same thing. It's just like, you know, Jimmy Jazz, like you said, DTLR. It used to be called Villa, you know, Villa joined the movement or whatever. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
I've heard of Villa before.
I guess DTLR had bought them out or something like that. But ain't no specifics, But then there's Snipes too. You know, you got Snipes. Yep. So Snipes was Mr. Allen's. Okay. Elite Mr. Allen's was a store from Detroit. Yeah. You know, so
that's not Mr. Allen's on 28th Street no more? That's Snipes.
It's Snipes.
It's Snipes. I didn't even recognize that.
Yep. So that's kind of where we sit, which we're growing. Went from 1 standalone store to 3 stores in the mall.
That is crazy. So how did you promote yourself? What did you do to promote yourself, to make yourself stand out, market yourself, and then give yourself that credibility like we are a store you need to shop at, and we are the next thing up and coming?
Well, so I did a lot of traveling, you know, Cali, Vegas, Chicago, all over, to see what what was trending in bigger cities, because you know Grand Rapids is a smaller city, which we still have a lot going on, but we're just not as big as these other cities that are around the country, New York, Chicago, like I said. But so I go to these cities and I see what's trending, like what's the next popular thing, or what's the next design or brand that's up and coming, or what other stores are doing. So I kind of brought that kind of feel here. There's a brand called Valabasas. So we were like the first one on the west side of the state to carry these jeans. But now you see all the artists wearing them. Dirk and Chief Keef and a whole bunch of other artists that are prominent in bigger cities. So it's like what I was trying to do. My goal was to bring a bigger city feel in a smaller size store.
Okay. So you're taking your inspiration from what you saw on the outside, you brought it back here.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you sponsor anybody?
No, I mean we are working with a few, which I got a pack, like a box to send to Kobe Buffin in Michigan.
Okay.
So he's probably would be the first one, and just because he's from Grand Rapids, Okay. So we would like to support our own, honestly.
Are there any other brands you're collaborating with? I know one popular brand here is Dreams Take Work.
Yeah, Duke.
Yeah. You guys collab with them any type of way, or?
I'm familiar with Duke. We've spoken, but having, I guess, putting or establishing a local brand in the store kind of hasn't been really worked on as much as it should, or as much as it could be, I should say. But a lot of the brands that we do carry, like Dreams Say Work, that's is big here. Everybody knows what it is. Which I'm not saying we wouldn't get to that point, but there will be some communication in the future for sure.
That'd be dope. I think that's gonna be a brand that takes over. Popular Demand is gonna be seen in a lot more stores for sure.
A lot of states. That's the goal too.
A lot of states,
especially Midwest. We want to keep it in Midwest for now. After Michigan. After we tally, the goal here, move up, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana.
Chicago, nice store in Chicago would be pretty nice. Yeah,
Chicago is just kind of how the stores are going right now. When you get into like store or into the market or the retail industry like we are in the streetwear, oversaturation is kind of a big problem. So territories with brands that are already established. So it's kind of hard to go to Chicago when there's 60 stores and say, we want to open up a mile and a half away from somebody else where they carry the same brands as us, So that'll kill the brand for one, it'll kill the market in that area, which I'm not saying people won't come and shop at either of the stores, but if someone sees the same brand in 60 stores in that city, it's not really exclusive anymore.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's kind of like the goal or the main thing about owning or having a store here or in another city. Kind of got to find a place where there isn't one or there's a need for it or a want, and then you set up shop. You know what I'm saying? You can't just open up next to, I don't know, if there was a store called MVP Goods or something, they sell the same stuff or probably been established for 10, 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
So there's still a big need for stores such as yours in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, I would say here if there was, like I said, with the city being so small, I wouldn't say it'd be oversaturated, but it could get to a point where these brands won't sell to a new upcoming store like they wouldn't sell to me at first.
Okay.
I had to basically show that we were going to be around to stay. And
how do you show that you're going to be around to stay? This is taking us down to
for sure.
when you just starting and you say, I got this idea, there's something I want to do and I know it'll work. I need you guys to believe in me and give me your product. How did you get them to believe in you?
Well, I just showed them so it took years, honestly. So in my first year, we kept getting denied. You got to update your store. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to carry this. You got to carry that. So it came to the point 2021, we were just able to get a few brands, but it took 2 years to get them because starting off, like they seeing a new business, they don't really want to break a partnership with somebody else to partner with you, and then you go out of business.
Right.
So then 2 doors of theirs where they did sell the clothes don't sell them at all no more. So kind of had to get to that playing field where, okay, you've been open for 2.5 years, you got 3 stores, all you guys know what you're doing. We'll open an account, we'll open up.
What's a brand that you wear that you want in your store?
A brand that I want in my store now?
Like it's a brand that you wear or that you look at all the time and you just can't stop looking at their clothes, or you order from them all the time, but you want them for your store.
I mean, there's a few. I mean, like Purple Brand, like I said, they keep denying.
Okay.
But it's getting to the point now where it's gonna be eventually like they're gonna just be like, okay, we'll
Like why not? You might as well just give us all the jeans.
Yeah, we'll work with you guys. And the reason why is because we have the brands that they want to sit next to, Okay. We have other, so what I mean by that is these stores want to be next to like price point goods of like their own. Purple Brand's $300 jeans. They want to be next to other jeans that cost $300.
Right.
So we have that now.
Okay.
We have a couple brands that, cost price point, and the retail wise are $300. So I mean other goods too, like G-Star, Lacoste, Billionaire Boys Club, Ice Cream, Colt, PRPS. PRPS is all right, but like Art Meets Chaos. Some people don't even probably know what that is in Michigan.
I don't know what
Yeah,
that is.
It's from New York, but it's
Okay.
A lot of brands like that are kind of like up and coming. How Purple was, how they just showed up and everybody just started wearing it, and that's kind of why they don't want to partner up with us too fast, because they don't want to oversaturate their market. You understand?
I understand
Yeah.
that. So, okay, we're gonna take you back to when your company was a baby, right?
Yes, sir.
How did you work with limited cash flow?
Honestly, I was was previously working at a factory for like 5 years, man. You know what I'm saying? I saved up a bunch of money, my 401k, all that, cashed it out, took my savings, and I just decided like I was tired of working for somebody else, honestly.
I felt like that at 20. So
You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
know how you felt like that. That's
Like,
crazy.
I was 25, turning to 26 when I opened the store. So I kind of just was like, enough was enough, and I've done stuff in my personal life where I just kind of made my mind up, like, it's time to, to try this. You never know how far you're gonna get unless you try it.
True.
Honestly, I never knew having one store on Bridge Street was gonna accumulate to 3 in the malls in West Michigan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, being, with the store, having it being a baby and having, the cash flow where it was, I just didn't stop. I just didn't quit. That's literally it.
Okay. So when it comes to pop-up shops, how does that work? For someone who has no idea what been to a pop-up shop before,
Yeah.
how does that work on the vendor side and also someone who's buying from the pop-up shop?
Okay, I like that you brought that up, because honestly, when we had first started, we was doing all type of pop-up shops. We was doing vendors at Party in the Park, for like what's it called, iHeartRadio. When Juice WRLD had came to fit their ballpark.
He did?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that.
So like we had a little table. We was vendors and stuff. This is when back in 2019, where we were selling like those vests and fake bulletproof vests. Yeah. It was a hot item though, and it was just because the artist was driving that market. A lot of these rappers, NBA YoungBoy and a lot of Chicago rappers, Detroit rappers was wearing them in their music videos. So everybody's like, I want a vest, and that's kind of where the industry or the market is driven from, So back to the pop-up shop, we had pop-up shops there. We were just doing everything to kind of get our following to a point where, people knew about us. They knew who we was, they knew where we were at. And the store on Bridge, it was kind of ducked off. It sat like 32 feet behind the curb, which is it's a ways away. Some people aren't gonna really look and try to see if it's back there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but having a pop-up shop and vendors, I can't speak for others, but it can start there, and you can definitely grow. But when you get to a point, you can't have enough exposure. no matter what. You know, there's still people that probably haven't heard of Drake. You know, you can't have too much exposure. But we don't really necessarily do pop-up shops anymore. We're kind of, I would say, a little bit bigger than what what pop-up shops used to be.
What made you get to that point? What made you figure that out and say, you know, we're done with pop-up shops. We're just gonna stick to the store and just promote another way?
Well, it got to a point where like, what are we gonna bring? You know, I mean, do we bring backpacks? Do we bring jeans?
Mm-hmm.
You know, do we bring T-shirts? You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it got to that point of like, you know, the mall. People know, you know, if they Google Rivertown or Woolham Mall, they're gonna walk. You know, there's walkers in the mall all day long. When you go to a pop-up shop, somebody's usually promoting it. You don't really get too many people like walking by like, oh, what's this? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it's already being marketed, but the mall is already established. It's there.
The mall is already like a place that's marketed naturally. It's in everyone's head
yeah,
already.
so they're walking by, they see popular demand.
Okay.
You know? So we don't really have to pay for pop-up shops when we have free advertisement in the mall.
Okay.
You know, that's kind of what I was getting at.
So let's switch it up. Are you more of a Nike or Adidas guy?
Man, depends on the day.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, depends on the day. Cause I mean, I wear Yeezys. I wear Alexander Wangs. Adidas got a couple collabs with them. I wear Jordans. I don't own a pair of Dunks, but I like Fear Gods. You know, I got a few pair of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's toss-ups. Really depends on the day.
You big on StockX?
I was until like, again, I feel like that shoe industry, the market kind of got oversaturated, where everybody wanted to resell, you know, and wanting to do all this other stuff, which is that's a whole nother streetwear level in itself, because we're retail, and everything that's on StockX is really resale. You know, I mean, you could probably find some retail shoes somehow, some way, but StockX, like before I had even opened the store, I was reselling shoes back in 2016, 2017. Okay. So I mean, I was doing it back then, but I kind of had got kind of bored of it, tired of it. I used to wait in lines. I used to do all the raffles. I used to do all that stuff. This is when.
You ever seen like a fight outside for some shoes?
Man, let me see. No, but I remember when they was sleeping outside, man. Dudes had tents. They had generators where they was bringing 2K out. Like, yes, for the Space Jam 11s. I remember that day. Me and my little brother was outside like 5 in the morning. There was already like 40 people in line. They like slept overnight, you know. Then they went across the street to DTLR, which was Villa, and they had won the raffles there. Yeah, it's good times. But now it's all raffled, and all these shoe stores be doing their own little thing. Yeah, which like Foot Locker, you know, they employees pick favorites. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
there's a lot
I think it was a storyline when like the Nike Air Forces dropped on Nike.com. Some dude bought all of them, the entire thing with like a bot. There was a rumor going around that there was Nike employees reselling shoes from the headquarters.
It probably is.
I wouldn't want to.
You don't believe it?
No, I believe it. I just don't want to play. Like, I just want to look good in the shoe.
Yeah, and
doing too much.
Yeah, and when you know, I got about how many shoes you own?
Not as many as I used to.
Yeah,
like
see, I got
6 pairs.
Oh, okay. See, I got like 72, 80 pairs, something like that. 70,
Casual.
80. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like, I used to, you know, not collect them, but every drop I get a pair, you know, resell like sevens, and this is when sevens was popping. It was the year of the sevens. I think this was back 2016.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of sevens that dropped. It was like 10, 12 pairs, something like that. But it was like after that, after StockX came into play, like GOAT and stuff, like it kind of took the fun away from it for me, you know, which I mean, that's just personally, that's just how I feel. But there's other people around the city that do it. Like I got a homeboy, Cheese at Fine Line Boutique. He got, you know, he resells shoes and Dunks and, you know.
He's the rapper?
Yeah, sir.
What?
Yeah,
I just looked up him a couple weeks ago at Woods.
Yeah, Fine Line. That's
cool.
my guy. That's my guy right there. If I buy some Yeezys, that's where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? or if, you know, Dunks, or, you know, I just try to support him. He supports me. You know, we go hand in hand.
You listen to his music?
Yeah.
I'm a music producer, so I
Yeah,
still
for
have some
sure.
time
I
to
do.
link up with him.
Yeah, he a good dude. Yeah, real good dude.
Yeah. So what you think about the nightlife in Grand Rapids? So, like I said, I walked around with the camera, asked people, what would they change about Grand Rapids? What do you think about the nightlife? The nightlife was something somebody said they want to change.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there was a few bars, you know, a few clubs that used to be around Grand Rapids that aren't anymore, for various reasons. But the nightlife, depending on which day you go out, what night, you know, it can be nights where you have a good time, and it can be other nights where your night might be ruined early, you know. But that's something that can be changed, especially with inner city, you know, inner city. I don't really feel like there's a lot of bars that play like hip hop music anymore.
Very true.
You know, and it's city reasons. They don't want the crowd there, you know, that the music's gonna bring, which that ain't never made sense to me. But that's something that could be changed. Diversify, you know, the agenda, honestly. I've seen where, you know, there used to be bars downtown that used to play hip hop music, they closed them down, you know, with everything that probably goes on in this city, have it being a smaller city again. You get a lot of the same people from the same neighborhoods congregating to these bars, you know, if they have a problem with one another or past problems that never been resolved, and you see them at the same bar you're going to, and there's gonna be problems.
That's crazy. That's crazy because it's like, Grand Rapids is so small, but all the bars are like all next to each other.
Yeah.
But like the Bob is dope because it's outside. You got woods. It's kind of like the inside-outside feel. It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah. See, the Eve is a good kind of, I wouldn't say upper class bar, but it gives you more of that kind of big city feel. You know, bottle service. They got the booths and all that stuff. You know, there is some up and coming restaurants that's gonna host some decent music and events, and that's gonna bring, you know, kind of a good base crowd out, more mature, and I think the ambiance, you know, with Jelks and Lacey Jones and them, what they're gonna do, I think is amazing for downtown Grand Rapids.
Okay.
That more mature crowd. You know, we need more stuff like that, though. You know? We do. We sure do.
So how involved are you in the community in Grand Rapids? Like, do you volunteer anywhere? Are you part of any organizations?
Not currently. I used to, but this was like back in the day when I was going to school, you know. But not right now. I've been so busy with these stores, and, you know, trying to build what I got going on there. Sometimes you get kind of you lose sight of what else is in front of you, you know. But then again, if you focus on too many things at once, one of them things is gonna get left behind.
Yeah,
you know.
That's true.
So that's kind of where my focus has been on, you know, my family and the stores, you know, and my team, who we all work together, try to build it.
Yeah, I've been to your stores multiple times. Yeah. You have a cool team, and you walk in, you feel like you just know them already. Right?
Yeah, yep. And that's what we're about. Again, back to that when I was talking about the entrepreneurship and like salesman, customer service. In the retail world, you gotta have customer service, you know.
Well, how do you pick your team? How do you know this guy fits in my store?
Well, I know one of my guys. It's like a brother of mine. We grew up over on the west side of Grand Rapids all our life, so it was kind of like a no-brainer. Like, you know, hey, you want to come with me to help me build this thing and see how far we can take it?
Right.
So then the other guy was kind of like a trial and error. You know, I was like, hey, you know, I need some help. You want to come help? He's like, yeah, I'm down, and he's been with us ever since. You know, just. So they kind of fell in love with what they do, you know. They dress, you know, they dress nice, they clean people, you know what I'm saying? So they're very friendly, people person, oriented. And then I have one guy who has retail experience. You know, he's worked at various of these shoe stores around, clothing stores and stuff. So when I had reached out to him, to wanted him to come join the team and told him what my intentions was, you know, he was like, yeah, you know, because honestly we was tired of that corporate feel, you know what I mean, always being told what to do, or you on the clock, or this and that, and you got this amount of time to eat. Not with us, you know, we all do equivalent of the same amount of work to build the store together organically. And at the same time, like we say, we're corporate thugging, you know. That's what we kind of say to each other, you know. It's just like a little inside joke, but it actually, you know, it's taking us, you know, to another level, for real. Having a great team behind you, for sure.
So team is important. That's guaranteed.
Yeah, most definitely.
I wouldn't be able to have this show without the people behind me giving me the opportunity and allowing me just to go, just take the camera and go. So I'm really thankful for them. How do you define success? Where do you want to take Popular Demand? Like how many stores you want in the next 5 years?
How do I define success? Well, success to me is based on an individual, honestly. So being successful to me is the first day I opened up.
Okay.
You know, that was success.
That's huge.
Like, you know, it just was a goal. Like I just wanted to be kind of my own boss. You know, I wanted to work for myself and to do other things that I've never done before, to see how far I could take it. Having 3 stores in 3 years, how many do I want in 5? I could say by the time, in 5 years you said, right?
5 years.
5 years. I mean, we're on target to do 2 stores a year. So
that's pretty dope.
So 13 in 5 more years.
You hear that, people? 13 stores, 5 years.
Yeah, 13, 5 years. I mean, that's the goal. 2 stores a year, every 6 months, open a new location, which kind of what we did already. So like from May of 2019 to November 1st, 2019, that's 1 store. Then the second store I was gonna open in October of 2020. Some things that happened. It fell through. Anyway, so that one fell through. So 2020 was kind of like the year of COVID. You know, it was unexpected. We didn't know what was going to happen to anybody.
So did COVID hit y'all pretty hard?
I mean, it did, but it didn't. I mean, again, that's like that unknown where the mall say, you know, we're shut down from March 13th until further notice. You know, what are we gonna do? So I just did what we knew best. We were selling clothes out the trunk, you know, literally hustling, you know, just we had to do what we had to do to keep the store doors open, keep the inventory fresh, you know, for people. So me and my brother I was telling you about, that's what we was doing. And then, so, you know, we opened back up in June of 2020, it's like June 6th. That whole summer was doing good. The fall time was doing good. Came to a hiccup in October, which our second store was supposed to be open, which would have been a 6-month span. You know, like if it wouldn't have closed, right. January, February, March, April, we was gonna open and get another one in May. But COVID happened. We was closed in May, so we was decided like, okay, we'll do it in October, 6 months from or 4 months from when we originally opened, which was June 6th is when they allowed us back in the store. In the mall, you know, mask up, all this other stuff. So anyway, October he came, we were gonna open. Something happened, we didn't. So the number 1 store was still going. But from that, I still opened in May of this year, 2011 in Woodland. So 6 months from there, which was another store, would be in Kalamazoo. So which is gonna open October 7th.
Okay.
2021.
Okay.
Yeah, so like three weeks it'll be open.
Dang.
Yeah.
You going straight up.
Trying. Just
straight up.
Again, the only thing I did, I just didn't quit. Literally, I just didn't quit.
That's just the biggest thing, just don't quit.
That's it. Because I mean, you're gonna have mistakes, you're gonna fail so many times.
What do you think was your biggest mistake in this whole process? If you can name one.
Honestly, mixing my personal life with my business.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Got to keep them separate, honestly. Got to keep them separate.
How do you do that though? Because you walk outside, you represent Popular Demand 24/7. How do you separate the two?
Give you an example. I mean, it's kind of an example, but you're my brother. You know, you're expecting a deal at the store because we're kin. You know, you're my blood brother. But I have a business to run. You understand? So if I give you a deal, I have to give. I'm not saying I have to give everybody a deal, but everybody's gonna expect.
That's
you know,
the expectation you create.
You know what I'm saying? So, if you're expecting a deal, which you're my brother again, but I just would like business is business. That's where you draw the line right there. You know,
Okay.
family is family, business is business. You don't mix the two.
So would you ever recommend someone going to business with their family, or having a family-owned business if someone could?
I wouldn't say no, and I wouldn't say yes. I mean, I can't speak for nobody but me. You know, just the things that I've been through. You know, I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but I wouldn't know exactly, just because I started off by myself, but now I have a team growing with me. And it's kind of just like, once you have it, your team could be your family, it could be your friend, it could be a stranger, you know, but as long as you have that foundation, you can take it as far as you and your team allow it to.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if, you know, it could stay grounded if it doesn't work out, or if, you know, things or people are seeing eye to eye different, but that's why we have team meetings and all type of stuff, you know.
Communication is key.
Oh yeah, I have a whole list. We have like a whole book that we go over, and things like, you know, like customer service skills, how to sell, or like, you know, what are things we could be doing more, or what could we doing less of, you know, what's one thing you need from the store. You know, we all ask each other these questions, kind of like on a round table.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for the big question.
Yeah, what's up?
What can we do to make Grand Rapids a better city?
What can we do? All right. So, in my opinion, I really feel strongly about this, but we need to diversify, you know, and we have to be open up to all types of other different ethnicities, and just, you know, people, groups of in general. You know what I mean? Because we're not trying to single anybody out or anything, but there's disparities in Grand Rapids, and everybody sees them. But once we get through that barrier and we get over, you know, that hump, you know, I feel like the city will be able to come together, which, I mean, it has already, but there's more work that needs to be done. It's never enough, you know.
Okay.
It's never enough. That's just my take on it.
That's actually what a lot of people say. So we're starting to see a constant theme here. And if we see a lot of people thinking the same way, that means there's change coming soon.
Oh yeah,
I totally believe that.
Yeah, there's change coming. There's change coming. I believe solely it starts with us as an individual, and, you know, once one person stands up, then two people stand up, then there's a whole group of us, you know. So that's how change occurs. You know, it doesn't just start by just one person being persistent at it. It starts with one, then it starts with two, then follows, you know. So it's a group 100%. Of people. Yeah, that's what I feel. So
any last words you want to say to the people? Anybody you like to shout out?
Man, I'd like to shout out all the entrepreneurs that kind of I look up to.
Yeah.
Dugout D, DeMarcus, Batty, Jelks, all the promoters in the city. I mean, Michael Buxton. Shout out all them guys. Just everybody who's kind of doing their own thing and seeing that they did it. Even though they do there's different industries, you know, food or, entertainment or anything like that. But just seeing them being able to do it and keep going kind of like gives you hope, you know, like, hey, I can do this too. But it starts with you though. Yeah, for sure.
All right, thank you for a great interview,
No
man.
problem, bro. No problem.
I will definitely be in your store soon.
For sure. Shout popular demand.
Yes, sir. Thanks for watching, guys.
For sure.
We'll be back. Signing out.